Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Anda bersama saya Jasmine Obakar dalam 100 Hari Malaysia Baru dan kesedaran rakyat untuk bersama-sama membantu mengurangkan beban kewangan negara telah mendorong kerajaan mewujudkan tabung Harapan Malaysia dan Penubuhan tabung berkenaan telah memberi peluang kepada seluruh rakyat Malaysia untuk menunjukkan sokongan kepada kerajaan baru dan mengangkat semangat patriotisme. Itu yang kita ingin bualkan pada hari ini dan sejak ia dilancarkan 5 hari lalu, lebih 30 juta ringgit telah berjaya dikutip dan bukan sahaja daripada individu dan usahawan, persatuan-persatuan juga merebut peluang ini untuk menghulurkan bantuan. Dan baru-baru ini, Persatuan Rantaian Peruncit Malaysia MRCA dilaporkan akan menderma RM200,000 ke atas inisiatif itu dan bersama saya ialah Presidennya Datuk Seri Garry Chua. Terima kasih Datuk kerana sudi bersama Astro Awani. Baiklah Datuk, pertama sekali saya nak tanya, kenapa MRCA memulakan inisiatif ini? Why did you start this off?
Basically, MRCA being a proactive and responsible NGO and association, we wish to contribute. We always collaborate with the government, and especially now the electorate has spoken. We should fully support the new government, under Tun Mahathir and the new team, And this actually to spur, to take the lead in the society and also in the business sector that it's not just business alone. We should support the government in a positive manner because there's a new government here, and with this we hope that this will also spur other associations and other NGOs and other organizations and business sector to also contribute to the tabung. You see, to me, I look at it, it's not just about contributing the financial part of it. I think it's also important to look at the unity side of it. Looking at the whole situation, you see, if everybody were to contribute, even those who can't contribute in financial, you can also contribute in terms of time to raise some money. The overall objective I can see besides the tabung is also to create a unified situation, environment for Malaysia. I think that's what this is most needed at the moment. Besides recovering, restoring the economy in the right direction.
From MRCA's point of view, is this initiative going to continue on with your members, or how is it going about?
Yes, we have also urged all our members. We have 470 members with about 30,000 stores, and employing easily 500,000 directly and indirectly the employees in Malaysia. And with this, we hope that this would also raise some extras for the tabung. And besides this, we also have our installation night coming on board on the 20th of July. Of course, we hope to invite Tun to be our guest of honor. We would, of course, during that day, we wish to and hope to maybe raise another, maybe up to $500,000 or so, if let's say the situation permits.
We were talking about unity just now, and it has already been only 5 days, and 30 million has been collected from this tabung Harapan. So, and also with the new government, etc., and with the hopes of people to want change and all that, how do you see not only this tabung Harapan, and also how do you see this change in new government for MRCA point of view, and also personally, because I know for a fact that not only you are in the F&B industry, but you're also in other industries as well.
You see, the electorate has spoken loud and clear. So it's only fair that we give the new government all the support and the opportunity and chance to make sure to rebuild the country in what the rakyat wish to see. You can see that the government is less racial now, it's more open. And I think this will also spur more professionalism into the politics of Malaysia, you see. Just like Singapore, I think they also doing that in a more positive manner, in the sense of more professionalism. Put the best person to do the job, irrespective of race. I think that is important. Because Malaysia, we have a lot of talents, irrespective of race. So you can see even many of my other, in MRCA itself, we have other, we have members from various races.
That's right.
So even like Naza, and some of the other Bumi members are also part of MRCA.
With this new Malaysia Baharu, rakyat ni merasakan the power of change is put on their shoulder, and they also have the feeling that change is what they brought, and also they also feel that they want to help at all times in any way, not bringing change, money, time, as you said, to bring unity. How about retailers itself? You are directly the president of MRCA and you are very close to your members. How do they see this change of government, and also this idea, this initiative that MRCA is putting in?
See, MRCA, we have all the time worked very closely with, collaborate and work closely with the government of the day. And now with the new government, we of course look forward to work even closer in the sense of to enhance the economy and to build a very positive and conducive environment for not only retail but also business in general. As Tun have said, he wished to make Malaysia a very business-friendly environment, which he has done a long time ago. Even trade with China, he was the first one to open the direct trade with China. That's why today we are reaping all the harvest in terms of the big trade surplus we have with China. So, in fact, even tourism, we look forward to a lot of tourism. I've been dwelling a lot on tourism because tourism actually have a very big impact and multiplier effect on the economy, and especially on the shopping and retail side. You see, for example, there are a lot of tourists that come to Malaysia. They spend big money. Some spend as much as 2,000 US dollars per head, and this create a lot of impact to the economy. Especially on the shopping side, they spend easily more than a third of it on shopping, besides transportation, entertainment, food, and etc. So these are, and in fact during Tun's time, he has also put in the biggest budget for tourism. I remember years ago he has put up to $1 billion for promoting Malaysia, at that time. So I believe he'll continue this very positive move, and I think this is what the retailers will most welcome.
We're talking about positivity and what they welcome, good businesses, and also looking at other business ventures. How about the worries that they might have with this new government?
You see, it's just like taking over a new company in the business sector. When you take over a company or even a government, there are bound to be some technical issues and also probably some surprises. So we also have to be fair to the new government that we have to give them some time. Like the manifesto, I don't think it can be achieved 100% of it during the 100 days because basically some are technical in nature. As I said, also there are some surprises. So to be fair, I think we should give a bit of time extras. But very importantly, you can see that the Prime Minister and the leadership are setting things in motion. I think that's very important. So to drive to achieve this goals.
Baiklah Datuk, we're going to have a little break a little bit. Kepada anda yang di rumah dan menonton 501 awal ni, kepada anda yang mahu menderma kepada tabung harapan negara untuk membantu sama-sama mengurangkan beban negara, tertera adalah akaun Maybank atas nama tabung Harapan Malaysia. Akaun Maybanknya seperti tertera 566010626452. Pastikan nombor yang betul dan nama yang betul kerana kita mahu mengelakkan daripada barang penipuan dan sebagainya. Baiklah, di situ kami akan berehat seketika. Sekembali nanti kita akan berbincang bersama Datuk Seri sedikit mengenai GST dan juga SST dan bagaimana ia memberi kesan kepada retailers di Malaysia. Masih bersama saya Jasmine Obakar dalam 100 Hari Malaysia Baru, dan pada hari ini saya membincangkan mengenai tabung harapan Malaysia bersama Presiden Persatuan Rantaian Peruncit MRCA Datuk Seri Garry Chua, dan sebentar tadi kita ada membincangkan mengenai bagaimana MRCA menghulurkan ataupun memberi derma RM200,000 kepada tabung ini, dan dengan harapan bukan sahaja dengan buat kata Datuk Seri tadi, bukan sahaja dengan wang ringgit, malah dengan masa dan sebagainya. Baiklah Datuk, saya nak tanyakan sedikit mengenai kerajaan baru yang baru saja dilantik pada 9 Mei ataupun 10 Mei. The people has spoken and a new government has been elected, and also we have a lot of new ministers that has been elected. However, macam mana Datuk menyaksikan dengan pelantikan kabinet baru ni pembabit dengan sektor swasta, the private sector of the whole new government? How do you think they are going along?
You see, there are many new ministers in the cabinet now, except there are few senior ones like the finance, home ministry, perhaps the commerce side. You see, my advice is that they should turun padang and engage with the rakyat, and of course, most importantly, with the business sectors. And also the NGOs. You get tremendously good feedbacks to implement whatever policies they wish to engage and wish to implement. And very importantly, this is to benefit the rakyat, you see. And the business sector, when business thrive, government have more income and have more employment. You see, GDP will goes up. Everything will be moved positively. And all this got to do with also the support. The government must build a very conducive environment. Like currently, you can see that the GLCs take more than 50% of the busa, in terms of capex. I think that should be the reverse. We should drive the private sector to take the lead, and this will also take the burden off the government, you see, in a very good way, and to put the top people, the right people, to run all this. To enhance that, ensure that we get the maximum benefits for the whole country.
When you talk about pembabitan sektor swasta dalam pembinaan kerajaan baru, what are the specific areas that you think that needs to be focused on? Just now we talk about tourism, for example. There must be a way for it to be privatized in certain ways, so that not only the government can help out with tourism, also private sectors. What else are the areas that need to be focused on?
You think education is a very important sector. You see, if any education were to fall out in one situation, future generations will be backtracking many future generations, you see. And these are all wisdoms of words by philosophers and past prime ministers or presidents of other countries. So it's very important. I think Tun is trying to set it right. That's why initially he wanted to take up the portfolio. I believe he will be putting a very hands-on situation on this, especially with maths and English. I think these are very important situations. We have to go along with the world. We cannot go against the world, because Malaysia, we only have 32 million population. And one very interesting aspect when Tun took over, which I captured, I think was very important as a multiracial country. Previously we always talk about tolerance. Now he talks about acceptance. I think that is very important. We must accept the fact that we are living in a multiracial country where everyone can contribute positively, irrespective of race. But of course, we must support the underprivileged. You see, for example, certain Bumi Putra sectors, we need to support. We should support. Support the right people. I think that's very important. So I think that will put Malaysia in a very in the right perspective as in the future, and then Malaysia will be another country that everyone can be proud of. Is it?
That's the new hope that we have, right?
Yes, I think that's what the electorate have spoken. Is it?
Yeah, we're talking about. Just now I also mentioned about MRCA contributing in terms of money, for example, 200,000. Is there any talks within your organisation, within your retailers, on other ways that they can contribute? What have you heard from them? Because, like I said, you're the head of the MRCA, and I'm sure you're the first link that they talk to, etc. Not only one, I want to know whether they want to contribute more in other ways than money. I also want to know what are their concerns about when it comes to this new government, because it hasn't been very long, almost a month now. And what are the talks? What other things are they talking about?
You see, sentiments are high among the riot and also the business sector. Of course, new government, people look at new perspective, new contributions and new positive measures. Of course, we on the retail side, we do our best to support the government of the day in various programs. Even we have many of our members are very big members. We have, including people like Pokong, Ocean Borneo, Focus Point, even 7-Eleven, KK Mart, Jaya Grocer, and so many others, Speed 99, and all these are big chains. So many of them also have mentioned that internally within the company, they also would do some kind of promotion to draw some contributions, not only within for MRCA but within the company itself. So this will also augurs well in terms of spirit, not just about the money, monetary. I think this is what the Atun wants also, the spirit of New Malaysia, to actually to make everyone feel as one. You have to support each other and help each other.
And we also know this time around, new voters or younger voters plays a very important role in the change that we have today. And how about the younger retailers that are under your umbrella? What do you see them bringing into place when we talk about the new government, the new ones? We talk about, sorry, not Malay ones, the younger ones.
You see, now the whole world is talking about digital. In fact, Tun have started the multi-super corridor years ago. I think this is probably part of that situation, to see. I think he have foreseen the future. So, like the younger generation, you can see shoppers. Probably nowadays, you have more than 70-80% shoppers from the younger shoppers are all going online. So, whatever the entrepreneurs want to drive their products, they must make sure they are online. They are going on digital. So I believe the new government will also emphasize a lot on digital to enhance, to put Malaysia in a very competitive manner. Otherwise, we'll be left out in the future. You look at the scenario in China and even America. Today, retail is very different. Retail forms a very big sector of the easily 20% of the GDP. And retail now, people are going online, offline. So you need to find a balancing. Even Alibaba, Amazon, they're buying big into offline companies. So you must have a balance of both offline and online. Even our members like Padini already started quite some time back. To keep abreast of what is in the marketplace. So this will evolve and innovate further to enhance the landscape of retail and the business sector in general.
This is to cover all grounds and ensure everything is up to date. Okay, we're going to get back to this conversation again. Kita akan berehat seketika, jangan ke mana-mana, terus bersama 100 Hari Malaysia Baru bersama saya Jasmine Obaka. Masih bersama saya Jasmine Obaka dalam 100 Hari Malaysia Baru. Kita moving forward ataupun ke depan, kita mahu membantu negara dalam pembangunan negara dan juga kita juga ingin membantu negara dalam mengurangkan beban daripada segi hutang. Dan baru-baru ini Persatuan Rantaian Peruncit Malaysia MRCA menderma RM200,000 ke inisiatif tabung Harapan Malaysia. Dan bersama saya ialah presidennya, dan hari ini saya juga ingin bertanyakan kepada Datuk Seri mengenai GST dan juga SST. Pelbagai cukai boleh dilaksanakan. GST boleh, SST boleh. At the end of the day, pelaksanaan itu penting. Jadi macam mana Datuk Seri melihat pelaksanaan GST, zeroization of GST and now to SST yang akan bermula pada September?
You see, to the rakyat, basically they wish to see a drop in prices in every level. You see, for GST in this case, at the moment, for it to drop the prices, first of all, we have to look at the importers, the manufacturers, and also the suppliers. They must do their part before they filter down to the middleman and up to the retailers like us. You see? And then finally, we pass the benefit to the consumers. And that's very important. And this also depends on industry to industry. There's peculiarity in each industry. And we are not unsure at the moment how the SST going to be implemented. Is it going to be the old formula or going to be something new? I was told there will be something modified or something better, more positive. So generally, just the rise just expect a price drop. But you see, in business, there's some sectors where they also reap extra profits. And those sectors actually should drop even much lower. to help even some of our members in luxury goods. They already even implemented the no GST even before the 1st June. You know, these are some goodwill we are giving to the consumers. You know, and it's very important that business must come with moral, must come with social responsibility. We shouldn't make excessive profits especially to the middle and below income group of people. I think that's very important. We have to look after the rakyat.
We've received like feedbacks and also a little bit of complaints about even though with the zeroization of GST, some things are still high at a certain price, and some of it in fact higher than before the zeroization of GST. Why is it so, and why is it so difficult for these retailers or business owners to actually get on board on zeroization of GST?
For retailers, definitely there'll be a drop in prices. But some other sectors, it could be the ringgit against certain other currencies movement, or could be some raw material increase overseas, or some could be some other manufacturing processes. That we have to identify which are the sectors that affecting increase. I think that is something not so normal. I think the manufacturers or the suppliers should look at it in a very positive manner to see how to make it more efficient, to ensure that there will be a drop in prices in line with the government, and also the right expectations. You know? So I think this is very crucial at this moment that's why I said it has to be a unified efforts by all, not just the suppliers, to all the manufacturers, all business sectors of people, including the support from the government. I think this is all very important to make sure that we are one, and then we really pass down the benefits to the consumers. You see?
And now we talk about from the zeroization of GST and also now the implementation of SST. You yourself see, I'm sure you're used to it being SST before and GST and now back to SST. How do you see this change in a retailer's point of view? Because at the end of the day, when it affects change, once retailers change it, then the people would notice the change of prices and how it's implemented. How is it on the retailer side?
As I mentioned, even before the 1st June, many of our retailers already given the discount of GST as the 6% before even the 1st June, in a goodwill manner, you see. Generally, all our retailers, definitely we will abide and follow strictly that the prices will go down, you see. That's very, very important.
But MRCA are looking into them abiding to this?
Yes, of course. In fact, even before 1st June, I've sent out a circular to all the members that what we should watch out for in terms of the GST. You know? What are the things we need to prepare, certain things, you see, so that we go in line with the government policy. But now we are still waiting for the SST to be implemented. But meantime, now tax-free period, everything should be dropping in a good manner. I think the car industry has done pretty well in the sense. I think it was one of the movers that you can see a lot of people are ordering cars and all this. Because cars are expensive, you have 6%, so it means a lot of money. Some giving more than 6%.
And how do you see this long term? Because as you say, now it's zero tax, non-GST, non-SST as yet. Once it is implemented, how is it going to affect the buying power, etc.?
I think that's why we are still waiting for the SST implementation, see how it goes, and I strongly believe that government is coming up with something that is positive and not the reverse. So the whole idea is that we should make sure the cost of living in Malaysia generally is not going up, and instead it should be going down in a good manner in all aspects of it. You know?
Having members from all over businesses, what do you think has affected the most when it comes to zeroization of the GST? Which one? I mean, when we talk about F&B, or is it those companies or retailers that deal directly with overseas suppliers?
Or
more or less round up, everybody has a certain...
As I said, it depends on which sector. Is it the middle item, or is it luxury item, or even the fast-moving items like some of our members like 7-Eleven, Speed 99, KK Mart, you know, all these are selling. You see, so like for example, those essential goods previously we have the cream 1 and 2, that is to subsidize, to sell to the, what you call it, the lower income people. That is something the government should look at, or even maybe continue in a different, could be same or different manner to, basically the whole idea, objective is to help the lower income people and the middle income, so that they will not suffer drastic cost of living in terms of propensity to spend and their buying power. I think purchasing power, I think this is very important.
So Datuk Seri, just to round out our conversation for today, what are your hopes for this new government and this whole new Malaysia Baharu? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants change, but change doesn't happen in a blink of an eye. So what are your hopes yourself?
You see, what surprises me was the, and very positive move was the appointment of the eminent advisors. They are top people, people like Tun Daing, Sati and Robert Kwok, in these three in particular. This actually gives, I believe, in the middle term, this will give a lot of confidence to even investors and locally as well. You see, they are very experienced people, of course, with Tun there. These people, I believe, these advisors will drive the economy in the right manner. And with the support of all the rakyat and of course with all the, hopefully all the good ministers that come on board to improve the standard of living and to prosper Malaysia as a whole. I think the expectations is very high. I believe Tun, being a fast worker, he's a very impatient person. You can see that, but he alone can't drive alone. He has to make sure that all these people are going along with him in the same manner. And I believe Malaysia will be more unified and less political, more professionally, in terms of perspective, and I think that will benefit everyone in the long term.
I very much like your enthusiasm and also the thought of unity for the 100th Malaysia Baharu. Thank you very much for being with Astro Awani. Kepada anda yang di rumah, teruskan bersama 501 Awani kerana kami akan bawakan kepada anda berita-berita menarik dan juga yang terbaru. Teruskan bersama Astro Awani juga di www.astroawani.com. Saya Jasmine Awaka yang mengucapkan selamat bekerja dan juga Assalamualaikum.